Hey Chris, do you think we should hold a moment of silence?
Why would we do that?
You know, for our fallen co-host Jeremiah? He died, remember?
I don't think we need to do that.
Oh, thank God, I didn't want to. But his parents keep calling us about how we can continue the show after his death. Maybe now that we've made our stance on his death clear, they'll shut up about it.
Yeah, Karen, shut up.
His mom's name is actually Karen.
No, it's his dad's name.
Huh. Weird.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Season 23 premiere of BSU The Real Deal. I'm your host, Chris.
And I'm your only other host, Milo. That's right, everyone. We are back to having only 2 hosts for this season.
That's right. As you all know very well, we experimented with 3 hosts last season, and that ended up killing one of us, so we're just going to stick to 2 from now on. However, I have been having some strange dreams with Jeremiah's ghost, telling me that he can still do segments from the afterlife. So he may still be showing up this season, but who knows?
Oh my God, you're being haunted by the ghost of your dead loved ones too?
Calling Jeremiah a loved one might be a little bit of a stretch, but
Wait, I need to trauma dump.
You sure? I thought we would just, catch up after not seeing each other for a month and a half, talk about what we did over break and some funny stories we might have from the holiday season.
No, Chris. I do not wish to tell funny stories. I wish to tell ghost stories.
Okay, this really sounds like it should have been something we did on our Halloween episode.
Well, I'm sorry, Chris, but I was busy being kidnapped by a cryptid. Plus, Christmas is all about ghosts. I mean, one of the most famous Christmas stories of all time is about a rich guy getting haunted by 3 ghosts so that he stops acting like a Mr. Krabs.
I guess you got a good point there. Fine, you could share your spooky ghost story about what happened to you over break.
Yay!
How's it going, my fellow goons? I just finished watching The Penguin. A little late, I know. And today, I wanted to talk to you all about it. Where do I start? The performances? Phenomenal. The story? Phenomenal. Each character is dripping with their own personal brand of atmosphere. The story of Sophia Falcone, a very minor character in the comics, holding everyone else accountable for their sins while ignoring her own. Vic naively trusting a man who betrays everyone. And finally, when it comes to the Penguin himself, we finally get a supervillain show or movie where the villain actually acts like a villain. Like, you look at the Venom movies or the Harley Quinn movie with the way too long title, they take a classic villain and usually within the first hour of the movie, this character who has done horrible things in the source material is suddenly just a heroic and nice fella. With the Penguin, we are reminded again and again of how awful this character is, which I find way more interesting than what we've been getting with the Spider-Man villain movies. My only problem with this show is that it looks a little cheap when it starts out. Like, you can tell it has a far lesser budget than the Batman, which causes some of the cinematography to look kind of boring and dull. Thankfully, as the show goes on, it looks a lot better and better until the final episode, where it looks almost as good as the Batman. Now, after seeing both this show and the Batman, I really want to see where they go with our franchise. Unfortunately, the future of the Batman isn't exactly looking bright. With James Gunn's new DCU, whether or not we get more Matt Reeves Batman projects is not a guarantee. Personally speaking, I'm excited about whatever James Gunn is doing, but with the DCU. But gun to my head, if I had to pick between Matt Reeves' Batman movies or James Gunn's rest of DC, I would pick Matt Reeves. I wouldn't even care if we never got another Wonder Woman or Superman or anything else, because none of them are going to be as good as this series. Just like how no one will ever be as better than our host. Say, I wonder what they're doing now.
It was a dark and stormy night, I think. It could have been like 11 in the morning, or maybe like 4 in the afternoon. Hold on, let me think about it.
Milo, I think you should just...
No, I got it.
Milo, you can't just...
On the tip of my tongue.
Milo,
It was a dark and stormy night. I had just gotten done telling some frail child with polio to screw off and was trying to go to bed when I was visited by my old friend, Jacob Marley, who was dead. He warned me of 3 ghosts that were going to visit me and tell me that I was a greedy bastard that needed to stop hoarding my wealth like a dragon.
Hold on. Isn't this exactly like that Charles Dickens story you were talking about?
No, this is entirely original and happened to me. Anyway, first I was visited by the whitest chick you could possibly imagine. Seriously, she was dressed like a bride at a wedding and had the skin of someone that just gotten sucked by Count Dracula. Next was this jolly green jackass and laughed like a vegan Santa Claus.
Let me guess. The last ghost that visited you was like the actual Grim Reaper.
Yes! And he weirdly sounded like Tracy Morgan.
The comedian?
Yes, Chris. Like the comedian.
Okay. I think you just fell asleep while watching the musical. The one with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell.
Fine then, Chris. Go ahead. Downplay my traumatic past. Just cut to the next segment. Then you can tell me your spooky story. Liar.
What's poppin', fam dogs? It's me, Seth. I'm back and more terrified than ever. Why, you may ask? Well, it's because I decided it would be a bright idea to binge a crap ton of Netflix TV shows made by Mike Flanagan. For those unaware, Mike Flanagan is an infuriatingly talented writer and director that loves to make spooky stuff. He's made both original TV shows and movies as well as adapted literature for the screen. And, over break, I watched 3 TV shows that Mike Flanagan made for Netflix. And today, I'm going to review all 3 because I have free will and I want to. First, 2018's The Haunting of Hill House, loosely based on the 1959 Gothic horror novel of the same name by Shirley Jackson, which I also read, by the way, was a damn solid show. One of the most creative and heartbreaking depictions of a haunted house I have ever seen. It's got a ton of really done suspenseful scenes and jump scares, beautifully done camera work, and fantastic performances across the board. Lots of monologues, but that's a preferential thing, and I actually didn't mind it. Oh, and I did cry at the end, so there's also that. Next up, 2020's The Haunting of Bly Manor, a spiritual sequel of sorts to his last TV show, and based on the works of Henry James. This emotionally broke me. It's kind of difficult to recommend this show as it's one of those stories where for the first half you're confused by everything and you can barely grasp what's going on. But then in the second half, things start getting explained and you realize, oh, so this show isn't weird, it's just the worst nightmare you could possibly imagine. Seriously, when this show hits, it hits. It is a 9-part lesbian ghost story and also made me cry at the end of it. Lastly, 2021's Midnight Mass. Now, unlike the last 2, which made me very sad for reasons you'll have to cry over yourself before you understand, this show made me angry and disgusted. I wanted to punch my TV screen over this. Why? Well, if you don't want spoilers, then mute your audio for the next 10 to 15 seconds. So, this show made me violently angry because it's about a bunch of holier-than-thou Catholics in a small island town that cherry-pick Bible verses to justify becoming vampires and eating their neighbors. So yeah, this show was a trip, to say the least. In fact, this whole Mike Flanagan binge watch of mine was a trip, but a good one, because it taught me a very valuable lesson that I think a lot of horror writers could benefit from. That lesson being that horror is at its best when the scary and bad things are happening to people you actually care about.
Okay, so to be completely transparent, nothing spooky actually happened to me during Christmas.
Aha! I knew it.
But something weird did happen to me during my New Year's Eve celebration.
Ooh, okay then, spill me the tea.
All right, so the year is 1999, and I was celebrating the turn of the millennium in Switzerland when I ran into Tony Stark in an elevator. I tried selling him my think tank company, Advanced Idea Mechanics, and he said to meet him on the roof. So I did, but he never showed up. So I was there, a nerdy guy Pierce with a cane, waiting on a random roof in Switzerland for Iron Man, except he wasn't Iron Man yet. He was just a really good war profiteer to come here with my pitch for a think tank. I wanted him to join. It was that day that I had an epiphany.
Which was?
I need to get hot. I need to get heat-based superpowers so that I can also invent a terrorist, preferably one played by Ben Kingsley.
Wait. Isn't this just the plot of Iron Man 3? The one Shane Black did?
No! You don't even know who Shane Black is.
Fair point. I don't. I'm just reading off the teleprompter, but my point still stands. You plagiarized a story just like I did, and yours was even scary.
Okay, yes, I did. We both did. But, cut to the next segment.
Oh, come on.
Hi everyone, my name is Jeramiah Envoy, and as this semester unfolds, I plan to use this segment to walk us, you, through the history of Rome. This segment is BSU Real Deal, Real History. So it all started back in 1150 BCE during the Trojan War. Our current protagonist is Aeneas. Aeneas was a citizen of Ilion, where the Trojan War takes place. Aeneas hightailed it out of the Ilion during the Greek siege with the help of his mother, Aphrodite. He sailed it all the way to what is now modern-day Italy. He made friends with the Latin people and married the daughter of a king. This daughter's name was Lavinia. Together they made Alba Longa. After 4 centuries and lots of generations later, we meet Numitor and Amulius. Numitor was next to inherit the throne, and Amulius overthrew him, sending Numitor into exile and his sons to meet Hades. Numitor's daughter, Rhea Silvia, was forced to become a Vestal Virgin. This would become a useless act as the god Ares came down from Olympia and, well, did what gods do best. After Rhea had 2 boys, twins, Romulus and Remus, Amulius hires an assassin to have the babies thrown into the Tiber River. However, the Tiber was experiencing raised water levels, and so the mercenary left in a bit of fear. The children on the bank of the river lived, and the 2 babies were found by a she-wolf, and they were nursed and kept safe until a shepherd found them under a fig tree. This is where we're going to leave off. Come back next week to find out what happens to our 2 young heroes. I'm Jeremiah Envoy, and I'll see you next time.
Hello, everyone. As you all have just witnessed, we just plagiarized stories from the internet to make up for our own lack of creativity. This is a problem, a real problem.
But plagiarism is taking a new form in today's day and age, one that both Charles Dickens and Shane Black would be disgusted by. And that problem is Skynet. ChatGPT.
As a child, I believed that one day we would get smart enough that robots would do all the boring labor stuff. That way humanity could spend all its time making silly stories like the ones we told today.
However, instead, we had to watch as the exact opposite is happening. Robots are taking over all the creative jobs of artists and writers, leaving us humans free to do all the manual labor jobs that slowly suck away our souls. Now, we're not here to fearmonger or fan any flames.
I am.
But we are here to offer a solution.
Albert Einstein once said that he didn't know what weapons World War III would be fought with, but he did know that World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones, and we here at Real Deal agree with that statement.
Which is why we would like to announce our solution to this issue to be a speed run of the apocalypse.
That's right, everyone. We are gonna beat the AI uprising by destroying ourselves long before the robots will. Now I know what you all are thinking. How do we plan on ending the world?
Simple. Invade Canada, Panama, and Greenland. And rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, just to piss off our neighbors in the south. This is completely original and a plan that we made up all by ourselves and definitely didn't steal from any twisted, decaying mind of a sentient orange.
So, if you want to keep yourselves updated on our plan to take over the world before the robots do and plunge humanity into war, then make sure to watch us on the most reliable news network since the Onion, Fox News.
Happy New Year, everyone. I'm happy to be back. I don't know about you. I love Ma's cooking and everything, but it's easier to be financially irresponsible from a distance. Any Hoosers, what did you do over break? That's nice. Okay, I was sick, all right? I did nothing but consume like a good consumer should. I was able to watch a ton of new shows and movies. Like, I watched the first 3 parts of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It was my 3rd time seeing it, but I still liked it. Let's see here. I watched Interstellar again. It was for the 10th anniversary. I watched The Batman. again. I watched The Godfather twice over break. Can we just like scroll through the list of movies I've got here, and when I find something I watch for the first time? Yeah, okay. No, nope, nah, nope, I've seen Spider-Man. Okay, so I didn't watch any new movies over break, but I also watched some video games. Watched them, I played them, like the game Ghost of Tsushima. I did that for the second time. Okay, I didn't do or watch anything new over break. Luckily, though, it's the new year and resolutions are in. So I resolute to watch a new movie this week. Let's see what's in theaters. Got it here. All right. Nosferatu. I've seen the old one. Sonic is in theaters. I've seen 2 of those already. Ooh, here's one. It's called Better Man. Okay, so viewers, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Nope. Like the monkey in the movie Nope, like he does like the thing. I'm just not going to do anything with monkeys, so I'm not going to watch Better Man. The only other thing that seems to be in theaters is Mufasa. It's new enough, you know. #1 movie in the world. So tune in next week for my thoughts and opinions on that. And welcome back.
Hello guys, it's me, Milo, and you know, as your classic Milo, I didn't write a script at all. At all. The only thing I brought are these little candy hearts for Valentine's Day, which is coming up this February. It is not February right now, but February is coming. So I'm just going to read off these and rate them. We got peace. I don't know how that deals with Valentine's Day. Peace and love, maybe. Only you. That's creepy. XOXO. Don't understand that. Cool. I wish I was cool. I think that's probably my New Year's resolution. Only you again. Oh, okay. That's definitely not creepy. This one just says smile, but it's really deformed, so it doesn't look right. What else do we have? This one looks like it says mice. Earlier today, I had a heart that says duty. It was supposed to say cutie. It said duty. I'm not gonna read all these because, you know, what is love? This one's just blank. That's just mean. I hate the blank ones. You know what else is blank? This year. It's a fresh new start. A fresh new plate. Just like this sad, sad, pitiful, wordless heart. Now, either my stomach is hurting because I'm hurting for 2024, or it's because I've ate almost half this bag of candy hearts. So, overall, I wish everybody a new year and happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much for watching the Season 23 premiere. We're glad you joined us for it and hope you continue to follow us for the rest of the season.
If you do want to follow our wacky adventures, then don't follow Fox News. Please don't follow Fox News. Instead, follow us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. In the meantime, I'm Milo.
And I'm Chris. See y'all next week.